Yevgen Sysoyev, managing partner at Ventures Capital, board member of many IT companies, and he was named as the most influential person in the Ukrainian internet ecosystem. And what he's going to be doing, he'll be hosting and moderating a discussion with rising global stars in Ukraine. It's really about what you've managed to achieve right here, and there's lots of potential moving forward. So ladies and gentlemen, Yevgen Sysoyev will be your guest. Okay, they're just busy sorting out the microphone. Once again, if there's space for any questions, we will allow some questions. They will go to the floor. Don't be shy. Ask. I'm happy. I think I know that they're very happy to engage. So, Yevgen, welcome.
Thank you. Actually, this panel today will not about me, so thanks for kind words for introduction. But this panel gonna be today about the most successful entrepreneurs from Ukraine. And please give applause to our speakers. Please. Before we start, I'll just make a short intro about myself and local venture and IT market. So those who don't know me, I'm Yevgen Sysoyev, managing partner of Ventures Capital, which is a leading early stage fund that particularly targets international high-tech companies, but all of our portfolio companies have Ukrainian co-founders or R&D here, actually in few cases the market. So it's truly international businesses that built out of Ukraine. So when it comes to Ukrainian venture market and some technical, yeah. How to switch it? Presentation.
1, 2.
Presentation, yeah. Sorry for technical details. So.
There you
go. Okay. Those who don't know, Ukrainian IT market is already quite big. It's $5 billion in value as of today. And it's all started here in Ukraine with outsourcing companies that doing customer software development. This sector really took off in early 2000s. Then we see explosion of R&D offices being opened here in Ukraine. Samsung has one of the largest offices outside South Korea here in Ukraine. We see a takeoff of local consumer startups and then software technology companies that become leading one in their niche in the world. We screened over 1,000 Ukrainian startups during the last 3 years, and we identified more than 300 deals that happened here from pre-seed to seed to Series A. And we'll be happy to share this information with audience. So those who want to get international perspective and local perspective of what's going on the market, please send email to mentioned on the slide, and you'll get access to it. But in a nutshell, when we were launching the fund almost 3 years ago now, there was virtually no pieces of venture ecosystem here. There was no seed funds, no accelerators, very few strategic investors, etc. So what we've seen in 2011 to 2013 is the explosion of both investment activity from seed to Series A to growth. We've seen number of liquidity events, and this is data which was publicly disclosed, so you can estimate that actual numbers even bigger than that. So 3 years later, as of now, you see that there are a number of pre-seed, seed, Series A investors in Ukraine. That's all happened just over the last few years. And what's surprisingly enough, that most of the companies, most of successful companies we have today in Ukraine, and those who are going to be on the panel, are bootstrapped companies, or they probably raised $1 million or $2 million as max, and now probably $50 to $100 million companies. We see more and more international funds here investing in Ukraine, and I expect there will be more Series B and growth stage fund starting from next year. This year was very remarkable in terms of new initiatives launched on the market. So U-Angels Business Network was formed, Ukrainian Venture Capital Association was formed, and few other noteworthy initiatives. Brain Basket being one of those. The goal of this foundation is, to build engineering skill force and to double it over the next 5 years. Now, with no further delay, I would like to start introducing the companies. And, I'm really excited. I'm really proud to be here because of these guys. These guys make me proud of my country. These guys make me proud of the tech sectors. And these guys make me believe that we'll make a lot of money. Please give the applause. We'll start with Paymentwall, which is a very interesting case. Actually, they have two co-founders. One is Turkish, one is Ukrainian. Dmitry was part of Paymentwall for a few years now. And all started here in Ukraine, and it's now a truly international business. And as some people say, this is the largest competitor of PayPal outside US. So this is what people say about you. So tell us.
Hi, my name is Dmitry. I'm from Paymentwall. So actually, we are the best digital payment company for digital content. We are taking money from all the possible and impossible alternative payment options and give it for you. Actually, we have more users than PayPal. Maybe only the Alipay in China have more users than us. During the last years, we already opened 10 offices around the world, so we can support all our customers and merchants. I would say that we are the #1 company for non-credit card transactions in volumes, in the best experience that we can give to our customers. And that's how we do it. We built our own solution for CRM. We have our own solution to beat the fraud. We also have our own solutions that can make your monetization bigger and bigger. We are working with payment companies. We are working with your own website so that your users will have the best experience ever. And also, great, thanks. Also, we have few major products that we can offer to our users. That's the credit cards, that's the mobile payments, so you can pay with your phone with SMS or direct carrier billing. Also, we have the prepaid card solution that could be tailored for your special needs. We have also Paymentwall Local. That means that all the alternative payment options like the e-wallets, direct bank transfers from all over the world could be given to your business. And also we have the spider pipe. So if you have your own existing account, it could be implemented in our system and all the users will have smooth and great experience. We're serving 6 major verticals. It's games. This market worth of $75 billion a year and it will grow up to $85 billion in just 2 years. We're the best in dating. iDate says that we are the best payment option for dating in 2012 and 2014. We have e-ticketing solution for events of all kinds. We can also accept payments from smart TVs, streaming videos and audio services. And we're great in digital rights management solutions. So you can sell your licenses with us. When we are talking about the company, how we made it grow like this and how we reached our #1 position, I would say that we have our own anti-fraud solution that is really great, and our partners said that it's one of the best on the market. And we have great customer support for merchants and for our own users. So you can experience it if you will work with us. I would say that it will be all for now, and I'm open for your questions.
I will take that privilege and ask questions to all speakers. But after the panel, we'll have half an hour when you can have a coffee chat with us after the panel. But one number impressed me in particular, that you're saying you process payments from how many countries?
More than 200 countries.
200 currencies, that's pretty impressive. And how you compete with all this? I mean, every time keep hearing new payment startup, new payment processing company. How you compete and scale and build, global companies with all the competition? What's your differentiation angle?
Actually, we are extremely focused on what we are doing. So we are not doing the e-commerce. We are not doing the physical world transactions. We are not doing the remittance services. We are focused on digital content and gaming industry. That means that we are extremely good in this. Actually, maybe that's our secret.
Interesting. But for payment processing company, probably there isn't a benefit to be a public company. Do you plan any IPO or liquidity event, in coming years?
Actually, we have plans to go for IPO. It's a good plan for every company. As for now, we are merging all the existing entities that we have and making a good structure. So maybe we'll go for IPO soon. Actually, it's about the long-term decisions. We do not want to work in short-term logic. That's why we'll build the best company that we can before going the IPO.
Interesting. You have not raised any funding, is it right? You have not raised any funding yet?
No, we never raised any funds.
Pretty impressive for bootstrap company, right? We have another interesting company, which is truly global, but was originally founded by Ukrainian founders, and Brett joined it. It became probably the largest company in its field, but I'll let Brett talk about him and the company.
Okay, thanks, Yevgen, and hello, everyone. So just out of curiosity, who has heard of Grammarly in this room prior to today? If you could just quickly raise your hand, that'd be helpful to me. Okay, a few, I'd say probably about 10% of the audience here. So I'll provide some background on who we are, just a snapshot here. Our goal as a company is to help English speakers around the world communicate. And we do that using a writing enhancement tool that we call the Grammarly Editor, which both improves and corrects writing in the case of spelling and grammar, and also offers enhancement suggestions in the case of vocabulary and citations to avoid plagiarism. Grammarly is a consumer company, and by that I mean that the great majority of our users find us online or through friends and family that recommend us, and as a result, most of our growth comes organically, and that, combined with users who pay us between $30 a month and $140 a year to use the service, has allowed us to grow without taking external investment, to Yevgen's point. In terms of our footprint, we have millions of users worldwide already. The great majority of those users, as I mentioned, are individuals like you or I who heard about the product elsewhere, went to our website and signed up. However, we also have more than 500 universities that license our product directly, in addition to enterprises, government entities, and non-government entities. So our enterprise customers, while a small piece of our business, are a great example of the value that our product provides. The space that we operate in, as you might guess, is deeply technical. We operate within natural language processing in a specific vertical called error correction. As a result, we also have a very technical team, and we're very fortunate to be based here in Kiev as a result of that. There's absolutely phenomenal engineering talent here. The founding team, as Yevgen mentioned, are Ukrainian and built and sold a prior company here that was a plagiarism detection company. And so the team then founded Grammarly in 2008 using some of the technical experience that they had built previously. Today we have 75 people. The majority of those are in our Kiev office, but we do have some also in our San Francisco office, which is growing rapidly. Last year we got two honors that I'll highlight. First, we were a member of the Inc. 500 list in the United States, which recognizes the fastest growing private companies. We also won runner-up in the bootstrap category of the Crunchies, which is the TechCrunch award ceremony, so that was a nice technology validation. In terms of our focus on Kiev, as I mentioned, the majority of our team members work out of our office just up the street here. What's unique about our office is that it's certainly not an outsourcing office or just a development office. We have every function in the company represented there. So as you can see listed up here, in addition to product and engineering, operations, support, sales, marketing, everything necessary to run the company. Long term, we view our impact here as not only building a great consumer internet company, but also helping, along with Yevgen and everybody here, to build a sustainable ecosystem of consumer internet talent in Kiev. And so we spend a lot of time, certainly within our team, training everybody on a variety of functional skills, but we also host clubs like product management and NLP clubs to bring the community together and try to get people to work together outside of Grammarly and start other companies that can eventually grow up and reach the scale of Grammarly. In terms of our plans for the future, it's really pretty simple. We want to continue growing very rapidly. To do that, there's 3 things that we need to do. There's 2 billion English writers in the world, and our goal is to make sure that every one of them uses Grammarly's products. The reality is that 2 billion people are not going to pay for Grammarly, and so the first thing that we're focused on is expanding the footprint of our free product. And so that's something that we've been working on for some time. We're now starting to launch that and expect to see significant growth from that product in the coming months and years. Next, of course, our core focus as a company is quite simple. It's to help people write better, and so we have a massive investment in building and evolving the quality of our core checking algorithms. That's done both here and at our office in the States. We have a variety of advisors that we work with at leading universities around the world, like MIT and Berkeley, and we continue to invest in developing both our team and our algorithms. Lastly, both of these points, of course, requires us to build not just the engineering team, but the entire team. We have, I think, 30 openings right now. You can get a look at those at grammarly.com/jobs. And if any of those look interesting to you or someone you know, we'd certainly appreciate a referral. Please reach out and let us know. We'd love to talk to you.
Interesting. But I heard that the core technology team that was developing algorithms to do English spell checking was not English native speaker. What's the story? How could they develop it in the first place?
Yeah, so prior to joining Grammarly, I lived in Boston, and I was an investor for a venture fund there. And I left to actually start a company, and I found Grammarly's product because I would make spelling mistakes in my emails, and I was looking for actually a person to fix that. I found Grammarly's product and was blown away by the quality. And when I learned that the team that developed it were not native speakers, I was also surprised, but as I dug in, it made complete sense on 2 accounts. First off, if you look at who benefits from Grammarly's products, it's certainly native speakers, but non-native speakers often have the most acute need. And so the team that built Grammarly initially built it for themselves. They wanted to build a product that would allow them to write like native speakers, and as a result, they really understood the pain that needed to be solved and the product that needed to be built to solve that pain. Secondly, as a native speaker, learning English, I primarily learned English from pattern recognition. Obviously, I took classes, I learned grammar in school, but the reality is that most of my English knowledge comes from pattern recognition. And that's the case for most native speakers. Non-native speakers, by contrast, typically learn a language, including English, from the ground up, including the structure and grammar. And so often what you'll find is that an advanced non-native speaker has a better handle on the structure and grammar of the language than a native speaker. And that's absolutely the case at Grammarly. I consider myself a decent English speaker and writer, but the reality is we have many people in the company that are even stronger at it than I am.
Wonderful. Did you raise any funding? Are you looking to raise any funding in the future?
We haven't to date. The reason for that's pretty simple. We have a very clear goal that we're going after, and we think that we have all the resources that we need to achieve that goal. And so we really want to stay focused and make sure that we don't have any external distractions that would keep us from getting there. Given the company's performance and my background as an investor and the market, I'm sure if we were to go to market, that would be an option, but at least for the near term, we've decided not to do that.
Okay, very cool. So my takeaway from this speech, you don't need to speak fluent English to succeed globally, and you need limited money, if any, to succeed globally. Not bad, right? Thank you, Red.
All right, thanks, Yevgen.
Now, We're gonna go from truly international businesses in different fields, focus on enterprise, then go to consumer. And I would like to introduce Katerina, who is, there are two companies, two of them the most successful in the enterprise space in Ukraine. And Katerina is founder and CEO of a company called Cherasoft, and she will explain what they do.
Thank you, Yevgen. Hi, everyone. I'm a little bit nervous. Not used to speaking English, to make speeches in English, but I will try to do my best, okay? I'm very excited to be here today, and I'm CEO of two companies, as Yevgen told, Cherasoft and BPMonline. Both companies operate on the enterprise software market. In particular, we do CRM software. And Cherasoft is the company which is mostly operating in the former Soviet Union countries. Today, based on IDCEE research, we have 20% of the market share in former Soviet Union if we talk about CRM space. BPMonline has much smaller market share, but this is a global company. I have no interesting stories in my pocket about building the business because we were not changing project. We just started 12 years ago, and during all these 12 years, together with my partner, we've been growing this business from scratch. And today we are very lucky to have 500 people, very talented people and very engaged people on board. We are serving 6,000 customers. Is it okay that I'm standing my back to you? Okay, okay, you like it? Okay.
Love watching you.
Sorry. And during these 12 years, what interesting happened with the company, we've been changing our business model several times. We started mostly as a consulting and implementation company. And we've been getting most of our revenue from consulting and implementation services and from licenses sales. And recently, we've just changed the model completely. And today, we get our revenue from cloud subscription and from licenses sales. And what we do with consulting and implementation services, we outsource them to our 400 channel partners worldwide who do all the implementation services globally for our BPMonline products. Here in Kiev, we have our R&D center, that's our building, and we have big office in Moscow. We are growing and investing a lot of funds in Boston office, developing our business in the United States today. We are very lucky to have recognition from lots of American thought leaders in the CRM space, as well as from the analysts. Our last award, which was nominated by CRM Magazine, which is #1 magazine in our space, is called Market Leader for Salesforce Automation. And our major asset is our customers, 6,000 customers, as I mentioned already. And we are very proud and we are very passionate about making these customers happy. The majority of our customers are mid-sized and enterprise companies. Part of them are global companies like Bayer, like Heinz, like Schneider Electric. Schneider Electric in 28 countries worldwide is using our software. Some of them are mostly local companies from CIS region. And this is one of our biggest success stories. This is the company from United Kingdom. This is one of the largest telemarketing agencies in United Kingdom. They use Microsoft CRM, then they switched to Oracle CRM on demand, then they switched to BPMonline, and they reported unbelievable ROI after 3 months of implementation, and raised productivity of their agents. I will go faster, right? I don't have much time now. I will go faster. Just a few words about the product. BPMonline platform. Here is the philosophy that is under the platform, under the product. The philosophy is very simple. We help our customers manage the complete customer journey, their client's journey, from the moment when the customer comes to the landing page to the moment when they provide customer service. We start our customer journey with the lead gen. then lead qualification, lead distribution, head of sales, the whole sales pipeline when we come to the band, budget, authority, need, and timing. When we know that the customer is sales ready, our customers use BPMonline sales to manage their business processes. And then we come to the customer service. So using these three products, we develop our customers. And if we talk about those 6,000 enterprises that use BPMonline software, most of them start just with one product. We start just with one product. For example, they choose customer service only, or they choose BPMonline sales only. And then they just expand the portfolio of BPMonline products that they use. Finally, what makes BPMonline different? Lots of people, okay, you know that in the United States market, the market leader, the biggest CRM vendor is Salesforce.com. So when we talk to the customers, almost all of them ask us one question. Guys, why are you different? What makes us different? What makes you better than Salesforce.com? And the answer is very simple. What we provide to our customers, we give out of the box, ready to go, business processes for marketing, sales, and customer services. You don't need to invent the wheel. You don't need to invent the process how to run your sales. You already have it in the product. And you just launch the product in cloud and start using the best practice, the best processes in the industry. That's what our customers already have in the box when they launch the product. And the last but not the least, we invest a lot of money into engaging interface. We are really very excited and crazy about our user experience, and then we really want our customers to love the products, to have this social look and feel, not to feel the difference between using the social network, for example, or some social apps, and using the enterprise software. So out-of-the-box reference processes, all-in-one, marketing, sales, and customer service on one platform, and the interface that users love. That's all about BPMonline.
Wonderful. And how you do compete with Salesforce and Oracle in the first place, not just Ukraine, Russia, or in Central Eastern Europe, US? How you do that?
Not here. Here we are definitely feel much easier because here we have 20% of the market share, and here it's very easy to compete. The truth is that in the United States, when we come to our conversion rate is very high. If we talk about the conversion rate of our sales department, it's very high. They're using the same tool, you know? So it's easy for us to close the deal. What is a challenge for us today in the United States is to cover the huge audience, to get brand awareness, to generate inbound demand for our products. That's the challenge.
I see, but you know, share market is in US is very big. So if you take even a portion, you can easily build $1 billion company. So what's your thoughts on go-to-market strategy? I mean, you have very impressive growth so far, but how do you see that happening in the future?
Vertical by vertical. We have this out-of-the-box processes for the biggest vertical. We attract partners to cover the other verticals, so we go into the verticals.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? Thank you. Please meet Jarek, Chief Operation Officer, Invisible CRM, and he claims that he makes people love software. We're going to hear about it more.
Thank you. My name's Derek Anderson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Invisible CRM. I've been with the company for a little over a year, and not a native Ukrainian, but the country has been an outstanding experience. I love my time here. I spend...
By the way, let's make an experiment. Who knows Invisible CRM as a company?
Yeah, that's great. Impressive. So our company started in 2005 by a couple of local Ukrainian, Kiev-based individuals that were, well, I'll call them geniuses. They came up with a pretty simple idea to a rather complex project. And that is, enterprise software sucks. And if you want to increase user adoption, you got to come up with a solution for making it easier to use. And so our approach has been, from the very beginning, don't change the way people work, change the software. So, as I said, we started in '95. We had one round of funding in 2006 where we raised a little over $1.5 million. Pretty consistent sales for the first few years of our life. 2012 was a big year for us. We doubled in company size, moved into a nice high-rise building across the street from the stadium here, where we now occupy a floor and a half. In 2012, we opened up our first official office in the US where we house inside sales and marketing people. And currently we're at 92 employees here in Kiev and 12 in the US. As you see across the bottom, a lot of our key partners are pretty big companies that you'll recognize the names from. These are companies that license our technology and resell it as their product. And that's a major portion of our business. Our company and the value we bring to our partners is really taking a look at how enterprise systems work and what most of the information that needs to be put into those systems and finding a better way to do it. So rather than having everybody jump back and forth from the individual personal user tools they use every day like Outlook, Windows, Lotus Notes, their mobile devices, we bring the CRM objects that exist in their CRM system to their native platforms built into Outlook. So as you can see here, kind of hardly, right here natively into your typical Outlook form, you'll see items around contacts, opportunities, leads, and individuals can, working right out of Outlook, create new items or new objects as well as updating existing records. So a lot of our customers love our software. You see on the left here a lot of the companies that use our software, and through personal user environments like Windows 8, Outlook, and Lotus Notes, we're helping those companies increase their user adoption of the enterprise systems they bought from SAP, IBM, Oracle, Dell Tech, Microsoft, and many other companies. So one of the last things I want to talk about for companies that are just getting started in the IT space and looking to move to a global level, particularly as a new company, one of the things that helped us get started was a lot of press and award and recognition from industry analysts. So if you don't have customers but you have a great product, spend the time to build the relationships with IDCEE, with Gartner, with other industry analysts. Come to contests like this, submit, participate, because until you get your first customers, the best tool you have to sell is somebody else saying your product's cool. Once you start getting people that are buying your product and you have the industry, the recognition as well, the road to success is significantly easier. Probably the last thing I want to talk about is for our company, one of the things that has helped us also continue to grow and expand is more of a global approach to our organization. So our company was founded here in Kiev. The IT team that we have here is outstanding, as it is across the entire country. There's an impressive amount of innovation and ideas that come out of Ukraine, and Kiev in the IT sector is phenomenal. So use that infrastructure that you have here, come up with a great solution, and then rather than try and force every position that needs to be filled within your organization, look across the globe, fill the gaps that you have in other countries. So for us, it was sales and marketing out of the US. It's been extremely successful, but for others, you might find additional resources or people that can help you grow your business in Europe, Australia, or any other country.
Interesting. But what I noticed with enterprise products, sometimes they being sold to an organization, and people are forced to use, so people don't like to use, and there is like small percentage of people who use the product itself. But can you prove otherwise? Do you have any story to share with us?
Sure. Yeah, we've got a great story. We had a particular individual at a large IT company that that downloaded our software independently. And we were pretty excited because we were wanting to sell our entire suite of products to this organization. And so we continued to reach out month after month to this single individual. Never could get him to respond. When we could get him on the phone, it was always pushback, no, 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 no. And so finally, after 5 months, we were about to give up when we found out what was really kind of going on behind the scenes. His company had started an internal contest for their employees to put the most information into the CRM systems. And so every month with the use of our software, this individual was winning cash and prizes against the rest of his teammates because he was producing far more records than anybody else. His teammates, of course, started to complain, and his boss did a quick investigation, found that not only were the entries that he were producing 5 times more than the closest person, they were also being delivered throughout the day, 5 days a week, as opposed to at the end of the week before everybody goes home. And the quality of the records that he was producing were significantly better than anybody else. And so his boss sat him down and forced him to reveal what was happening. And as a result, the next month we ended up rolling out our software to the entire company.
Wow. So who want to be employee of the month? Please go to Invisible CRM, download the software, use it, and you have high chance to become such.
Yep. Happy to help you.
Thank you. Now we're moving to consumer or online services, and we've got something to show you, to showcase and prove that out of Kiev, with very few people outside, if any, you can build a true global business. It's not for the new. Please let me introduce Elena, CEO and co-founder Depositphotos.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thanks for having us here. Recently we've gotten such a huge support from Ukrainian community, from all organizers of this event particularly, and from Yevgen especially. And I think it's the time being here on stage, first of all, thank him for all the support and everyone who does this conference to support the Ukrainian community and support the Ukrainian tech scene. I think it's very, very important in any time, especially as such. Once again, my name is Elena Flanagan-Eister, and I'm a CEO of Depositphotos. And Depositphotos, it's an online marketplace where we distribute digital assets such as images, illustration, vector art, and video, and we distribute them globally to marketing agencies, design agencies, publishing, media, pretty much all over that they can be used. And few numbers I think that you might want to know. So the company has been started here actually in Kiev in the year 2009, and by this point we already have 25 million assets under the management, which contains images, again, illustration, vector art, videos, and so on and so forth. Around 30,000 images are being uploaded daily on the platform, and at this point we have almost 200 employees based in research and development team based in Kiev. There is a headquarters in New York, and there are sales offices in Milan, Warsaw, and Moscow. And also, along with Depositphotos, we built two more products, two more branches of Depositphotos we're really, really proud of. One of them called ClassShot. ClassShot is a mobile application that actually allows every smartphone user sell pictures you take with your smartphone. So any one of you who uses smartphone can go ahead and download the app and just start snapping if you feel like your image is actually worthy, and anyway, you use them, you take a picture, you share it on Facebook, or you share it on Instagram, and what you get is just a few likes. You get your mom to see it, or your friends to see it, and having an experience selling digital content with Depositphotos, we quickly realized that there is a huge opportunity actually in trying to leverage mobile content also, and there are a few very successful stories going on here around Ukraine, Kiev, how we partner with few large brands such as Heineken, I believe, or a few other brands, and a few more creative stories where we worked with helping brands getting more awareness through campaigns with mobile users also. And we recently launched I would say more sophisticated. We kind of got rid of the blog. Who reads the blog? Nobody cares about your blog. Where you've gone, what you've done. It's like really boring stuff. So we created this platform called Bird in Flight. So it's very, very, I would say, exquisite content. Anybody who is interested in visual art, design, or photography, and anything that has to do with, I guess, visual, we try to leverage quite unique content. We recently got republished by New York Times. That was really like, we just launched the platform maybe like 3 months ago, and it was quite big for us. Yeah, so that's few products that we have under the roof of Depositphotos. Well, just really briefly going over the model itself. So what Depositphotos does is pretty much marries contributors, photographers, or designers who contribute content to the platform, and the buyer. And when the sale takes place, we get royalty. Let's say you upload an image, the image gets sold for $1, and there is certain cut that goes to photographer and certain cut that platform takes. As easy as that. I guess I've highlighted a few buyers, and here you can see the geographical distribution and global outreach. So Depositphotos. So
Ukraine is somewhere top 12. So.
Well, I guess from the point when we got really organic and native traction in the US, obviously there is Russia and Brazil and Great Britain and so on and so forth. And we launched the product starting global in mind. We haven't been really thinking about like certain like specific markets of the target. We were concentrating on building successful product, competitive product that actually technically more advanced than anything that else is out there. And I think we, time and customer shows that we got pretty successful, I guess, so far. Although, being very honest to you right now, I still feel like we are just in the beginning of what we possibly can accomplish, and it's really just the beginning, because we're just like almost around like 4 years old, and I see there are a lot of opportunities ahead of us. So with that said, once again, US, Russia, Brazil, Great Britain, Canada, so you can see it's pretty much very global distribution. Yes, and of course you should see faces, because like a lot of company started in Kiev. Dmitry Sergeyev, he's the founder of Depositphotos. Although he's originally actually Russian, but he lives in Kiev. His wife is from Kiev, and primarily the team, like executive team, they are from here, from Kiev. Me myself, I spend most of the time being in New York. Here's the information, and feel free if you have any questions. Once again, thank you very much for your attention.
Yeah, I do. But two questions, but that's part of same question. So you have 99% of revenue outside Ukraine, though 90, probably 5% people based here. So how you grow internationally? How you enter new countries or geographies?
Well, that's once again I think I kind of directed this question, but I think you need to think when you launch a product that has global outreach, where there is a need for that sort of a content anywhere in the world. Our product wasn't tied to a certain country, a specific region. So what do? You just launched a product with a global scale in mind, and you work on it pretty much, and then just the marketing strategy, that's what comes in play, and obviously the revenue that you reinvest, or if you raise any amount of funding, it depends how fast you want to go and what your goals are in the end. But I think it's more about, probably, I'd like to highlight that it's an idea that you have, and it's possible being here in Kiev, having such amazing tech resources and support of the community, actually launch the product that will go as far as global. I completely have.
So think global.
Yes, think global, but yeah.
Not bad.
Pivot.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Elena. And now we would give even an extreme example of what you can do from Kiev. So let me introduce Roman, who actually, his company has 100% people in Ukraine and has probably also few percentage revenue here in Ukraine. So tell us how you can also not just dream globally, but execute globally.
Thank you, Yevgen. It's a big honor to me to be on this stage. It's a rare opportunity to get out of my computer and feel like a rock star. Before founding the company, I thought it would be my main job to speak in front of smart people talking about my company. How wrong I was. My name is Roman Prokofyev, and I'm co-founder of Jooble company. I work in the most boring company in the world. For past 12 months, our services used more than 160 million people. If we could gather all these people in one place, it would have been the 8th largest country in the world, like Bangladesh. Nevertheless, I bet most of you never have heard about us. And there are two reasons of this. First of all, we are not about the social, we are not about geolocation, and you cannot publish funny kitties on our website. The second reason that most of guests probably used to search job a very long time ago. Let me start by saying how people used to search jobs several decades ago. Job advertiser used to publish their job ads on such a big wall job boards. You could find them everywhere, factories, universities, streets. But for job seekers, such job searching process took a lot of time and wasn't effective, as you couldn't walk every single job board in a city. Then a man invented mass media in forms of newspaper. There no need to go out anymore. You could buy a newspaper, lying on a bed, flip the page, and look for a dream job. Only one problem. In order to view the entire job list, you had to buy near 400 newspapers. Then man invented one of the miracle of 21st century, the internet. So there no need to go out anymore. There no need to buy any newspaper. You simply go online, type URL, and you're on the same job board with only one difference: it is digital. But the problem became bigger because it's much more easier to create website than to create newspaper. Only in the United States, there are 40,000 different job boards. Even in such small country as Netherlands, there are thousands of them. So if you want to view all jobs, you need to remember thousands of job boards and continuously typing URL. A solution of this problem to provide user single website with access to all jobs. Jooble is a search job engine that aggregates job ads from online job boards, online newspaper, classifieds, corporate company site. We index 10,000 sources to provide user access to all jobs through easy interface. We are like Google, but for jobs. But
Bingo.
in short, easy interface, million jobs. We at Jooble enjoy saying that we are a real online company, and it's really so. All our employees are located in Kyiv, Ukraine. At the same time, we provide our service in 64 countries on 24 different languages. We have no business trip because Skype and email completely replaced live face-to-face communication. We especially proud that we could make our Jooble algorithm for comprehended Japanese language. It's really hard. We would like to be proud that we had never attracted any investments, but it wouldn't be true. Yes, it's true that we have never attracted any investments, but we are not proud of that. And you know why? Because in 2007, no one invested in product company of Ukraine, because even most of venture investors even didn't know where Ukraine was. But from 2010, more and more people, about which I could read only in Forbes, come to visit Ukraine. And I thank you to IDCEE organizer. Thank you for that. It's maybe a very small step for IT startup community, but it's a very, very big leap for Ukraine community. Thank you for your attention, and I would be happy to answer your question you may have.
Cool.
Thank you.
Did you hear the numbers?
Do you guys want to switch?
This modest try guy, engineer, helped 160 million people from 64 countries to find a job.
Yeah.
Does he deserve a better applause?
Thank you.
Why would I use Jooble and not Google? I mean, why would I use job searching in the first place? Why not Google?
Google is a great service for searching static information, but the average lifetime of jobs is near 7 days. So while a job gets indexed to Google and gets displayed to its search result, it probably gets filled. Second, while in order to page with a job to be high ranked in Google, Google has to find several couple reference links. So in general, when you find jobs on in Google on the first or second page, it got filled for sure.
Mm-hmm. I see, but you have a team, quite a small team for a company at your scale. How you enter new market, or even languages, how you can get to Japan in the first place?
Short answer, it's a magic. For big answer, we need to create a second conference to give real answer.
Interesting. Cool, and what your long-term plans? So you want to build in how many countries? 200, good enough? Or you'll stay on 46?
55 countries worldwide present. So we want to be our goal to help people worldwide to find best jobs. It's our goal.
Even on islands, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So who now believes that out of Ukraine you can build global technology companies? Please raise your hands. Not many. No, we'll still have Q&A after the panel. So I welcome you to have the questions for our dear speakers. And we'll continue with Q&A. Thank you.